Hello friends, welcome to this recent Insight Timer live that I offered called You Can Have It All. It's an energy clearing and activation meditative experience. And during this live, I help participants release the blockages that keep them from being fully aligned with their soul self, attuned to their heart's desires, and able to reach towards as well as receive in all that they long for and wish for from this deepest level of self. So I hope you enjoy this live, and thanks for being here. Today's topic is all about you can have it all. So what does that mean? Because there's a lot of information out there right now, especially in kind of like the alternative wellness field around manifesting, conscious creation. And this definitely plays into that. And a few things I want to say about manifesting, or this idea of you can have it all. Now, of course, that's a bold statement. When I wrote that title down, I was like, ooh, that's kind of a bold statement to put out there, because I recognize that we live in this human world and we might have desires that never necessarily come to fruition, but what we do have the ability to receive, to tap into, is the vibration of something, the vibration and the feeling of having something. So we will be kind of clearing the pathway for that to take place for yourself today. And then the clearer your vibration comes, if it serves in the highest and best interest of you and your life and your soul's reason for being here, if it serves in the highest and best interest of all, if it's written in a timeline for you, then so it is, right? It will be able to manifest more easily. You will be able to draw it into your experience. So we're going to be working with that. And I offer a specific type of energy clearing and activation where I will be taking in kind of the energetic blueprint of all of us. We'll kind of connect in, and then I'll be reading that blueprint specifically around this topic of you can have it all. How can you embrace your soul's desires and allow yourself to say yes to you and yes to what it is that you desire? We'll be looking around collectively and seeing what's blocking that from happening. And then I'm going to guide you through this really simple clearing where I will say a very specific statement, which is like highlighting the program, highlighting the coding, highlighting whatever it is, that belief, that energy, that emotion. And then we use our breath to simply delete it or remove it, release it. The breath is directly connected to energy. So that's kind of how we can so easily release different patterns via the breath. And by calling them out, naming them, to highlight them. So it's really simple approach. I know the energy clearing is the best part, right? Got to chat for a little bit, but the energy clearing is the best part. Hi, Patricia from Los Angeles. Welcome. All right. So let's see. I want to just see if I want to say anything else or if we should just go right into the experience today. I want to say just a couple things on this topic. So having it all, when I'm talking about having it all, I'm talking about having it all from your soul's perspective, from having it all in regards to your heart's desires. And your heart is really the gateway to your soul. And so our heart's desires I feel like our heart's desires are guideposts that the soul gives us, which is our conditioned human self. The soul has these desires that come through the heart. And when we go after these desires, when we say yes to them, when we allow ourselves to reach towards them, to take action in alignment with them, we are saying yes to our soul and our soul's path, and they serve as guideposts. So then we reach towards that desire, and that desire guides us into life experiences that we came here to have. They guide us towards learning and growth and meaning. And so often our desires, the desires that come quickly to us, like I want that, I want that, I want to have that, they come often from up here in our head, from our mind, from our conditioned self, from our ego. And so today we want to really shift out of the mind. We want to come into feeling mode, into our heart, and we want to start to open up that flow so that the desires that come from here are the ones that we can connect to and begin to follow, begin to reach towards, begin to say yes to. And saying yes isn't always easy. That can be one of the challenges with heart desires, because they're coming from the soul. They take us out of our comfort zone. They take us into often the unknown, and they push us a little bit to expand into more of our true self. These heart desires bring us, they kind of guide us to tap into a wider, more full expression of potential that's available to us. So they're super, super exciting to be on this path. What else? Okay, I think that's about all I wanted to say. So we can go into a nice full experience, energy clearing experience. And does anybody coming here today or anybody in the session right now, do you have something that you really, really want? And if you do, can you type it in the chat box? And because when you do that, if you choose to do that, and you don't have to, you could be at home thinking what you want, you could be writing it down in a journal. But if there is something that you really want to manifest in your life, feel free to share that in the chat box, because whatever you write in there, you're writing it, you're kind of bringing it into this collective field, and I'll be able to gather information from that as well. I work really intuitively in that way. So don't be shy if you're comfortable. Okay, I want to live on my own with safety and stability. Awesome. Wealth, beautiful. I want my dog to feel healthy and strong again. Happiness. Finding emotional balance to have more clarity about a new career. Definitely check out my soul occupation, Patricia, because I go a lot into that. I'm just going to read some of these. Financial independence and abundance. Freedom. Clarity on writing my survivor story. Thank you. Yeah, just these are great, you guys. Share if you feel comfortable. To be authentic. Justice for my daughter. I want to make money giving Reiki. Release visibility fears. Good, loving, caring friends. To be free from my toxic relationship and live in my own safe, peaceful home. I want to get an amicable divorce. Lots of negative energy. Got it. Cope well and balanced response to recent move. Yes, amen to freedom. I agree. Fly to the other side of the world to see my man or my ma'am. All right. Those are all great. So if something comes up midway through, I mean, you can just think of this Insight Timer Live that you've logged into. As soon as you pressed on my face, or I can't remember how it looks, a little icon of my face, maybe as soon as you pressed on that, you entered into sacred domain where anything is possible, where magical, miraculous, mysterious things take place. And this is the realm of energy. It's the subtle realm. It's the realm where we tap into the infinite, the divine, limitless energy, and so much potential, unlimited potential. And sometimes miracles do happen when you go into this sacred domain, this magical domain of possibility and potential. And sometimes things just begin to kind of open up. So there's a little bit more space and freedom to really go for what you want. So if you are sitting, great. If you're lying down, great. You can really just be comfortable. Once we get into this kind of meditative clearing portion, I'm just going to be, my eyes will likely be closed for a good portion of it, but I'll be checking in. And you can just really let yourself receive. You can, again, like I said, be in a meditative state. You could also just be going on a walk and just listening. And I'm going to say these statements to help us all have it all, to help us all tune into our hearts, to help us all align with our soul, to help us all say yes to our heart's desires, and to open up that pathway to reach, to walk towards, to welcome in. those things that we desire. So I'll be saying these clearing statements, and I'll say them slowly, so you could repeat them after me if you wish. And so you kind of, speak the words yourself, or just hear my words as your own. And like I said, when I say the words, they're very specific, because I'm specifically highlighting energy that I'm seeing that is blocking us or limiting us. And then we're going to breathe to clear that energy within our own energetic blueprint. Okay, pretty easy. All right, just checking out a couple more things. These are all beautiful. Healing and strength. Healing for people feeling anxious and uncertain to be safe and healthy. Beautiful. Love that. All right, so go ahead and get comfortable if you are in a place where you can do that. So sitting or lying down. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Letting your attention turn inward. Connecting to the inner space of you. And I want you to pause as soon as you do that. Maybe the eyes are closed. And you flip the switch from being excessively externally focused to being internally focused, right? Beginning to attune to yourself, your inner self. And as you do this, greet yourself in this moment. Acknowledge and say hello to the part of you on the inside that is a magic maker. The part of you on the inside that is your essential self. The part of you on the inside that understands the unlimited potential that is here with you, that you can tap into at any time. And let your breath meet this part of you and slow your breath down. Becoming present to any emotions maybe that are here with you in this moment, any emotions emerging as you return to yourself. This is a really beautiful action of coming home to yourself. And just feel the breath flowing in. And as you breathe out, see if you can just let your body soften. So maybe it's the shoulders releasing away from the ears. Or maybe relaxing a little bit around your eyes or releasing the jaw. And then come down into your legs and maybe feel any parts of your body that are in contact with whatever you're sitting on or lying down on, maybe the floor. And just let your body feel anchored and grounded and in contact with the earth. And just like you said hello to yourself, say hello to the earth. Because it is the earth, right, that is going to help us receive in this external reality, right? Anything tangible, right, that we want to manifest that we want to draw to us or create in our lives, right? There has to be a collaboration with the earth for that to happen. Good, so just take a deep breath in, just honoring that connection with the earth. Complete breath out. And then let your awareness kind of weave its way back up to your heart space. And you can always take a hand to your heart if you'd like, just to be able to feel this place inside of you a little bit more easily. Breathe into your heart. And we did this last time, which was specifically on the heart in the last live that I offered. But I'm going to have you imagine that your sternum here at the front of your chest is like a little door. And you can open this door and walk into the domain of your soul. And this is where you'll access your own energetic blueprint that holds all of the information about you and your life, where you've come from, where you're headed, your blockages, things that maybe hold you back, right? And so we want to access this part of you, this energetic part of you. So I'm just going to count backwards from 5 to 1. And when I reach 1, we're going to open this door right inside of our chest and step into the domain of our soul. Okay, so take a breath in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, right? Grasp the handle, right? See this beautiful door that opens to your soul domain. Open the door. And in your mind's eye, maybe you even step through the doorway and just notice the energy here, the color of the energy or the texture of this energy, the space that you stepped into. And then just take a slow breath in as you allow yourself to really kind of embody this vibration of your soul, and a slow breath out as you land in this energy fully. It's like flipping the light switch on inside of you. And then just as if you're whispering again into this collective space, from your soul, what do you want? Right? And so you could say this if you're in a space where you can say this out loud, or you could whisper it, or you can silently think it. But let yourself kind of take ownership of something that you want and just say it to kind of place it in this field of energy, to activate it in this field of energy. Right, and now I'm going to move into these clearing statements. So I'm going to be saying again very specific words, nice and slow, so that you can hear them, repeat them after me if you'd like, or just allow them to be said as if they're your own words. I clear. Actually, we're going to start with an activation. So sometimes I clear, but sometimes we activate. We're going to actually start today with an activation. I activate now my connection to source energy, my connection to the infinite power of the universe. I activate now my connection to my heart and soul so that I can access the wisdom, the intelligence, the knowing of my soul's desires, and my soul's path forward in this life. I activate now immense divine support to hold me, to surround me, and to infuse me with the connection I desire, the inspiration I'd like, and all things that will serve in my highest and best interest moving forward in this life. I activate now all of these energies. Take a nice deep breath in and full breath out. So as you breathe in, again, your in-breath always is highlighting these energies. So highlighting my connection to source, highlighting my connection to my soul, highlighting the support, right, of the universe. And then when we breathe out for activations, when you breathe out, you're bolding, right, that energy, or you're emphasizing it, right, or you're turning it on inside your own energetic blueprint. Okay, we're going to do one more activation. This is just coming through that we want to just build up all this really positive energy around us to support us as we go inward. And to activate source energy being divine, creator, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, to activate source energy and my direct connection to source. So I can use source energy to connect to myself. So I can use source energy to invite in abundance in relationship to all that I wish to receive, all that I wish to bring into my life, all that I wish to experience in this life, starting right now. So take a nice full breath in, activating that connection to source. Breathing out, you emphasize, you activate, you bold that connection, right? And you allow the limitless energy from source to flow into you, down through you, into your life. All right, this is so different than what we usually do. We usually clear first, but we're activating first, and we're going to keep activating just a little bit more. All right, and to activate my connection to my heart, my connection to my soul, so that I can know who I truly am, what I came here to do, what I really desire for myself in my life that will serve in my highest and best interest and the highest good of all. So take a nice deep breath in, activating that connection to your heart as you breathe out. Activating the connection to your soul. All right, this is great. So I often have a little plan in my mind of where we're going, but then once I tune into the energy, I just kind of have to be intuitive with it. So hope you're all starting to feel this connection to yourself. So now we're going to start to clear some energy. So hopefully you feel some support coming from that source connection and that deeper connection to yourself. Okay, so I clear now my fear of connecting to myself. I clear now my fear of going inward. I clear now my fear of connecting to myself, connecting to my heart, and connecting to my soul. I release and let go of this fear because it stands in my way from authentic knowing of what desires truly serve in my highest and best interest. So take a nice deep breath in. We're highlighting all of that fear. Sometimes it's like a whole page, right? You're highlighting all the fear. This time as you breathe out, you're going to let go of that fear. So you can exhale it out through an open mouth. It's like you're pressing delete on your computer. We're deleting it, we're releasing it, that frequency of fear. And you can breathe out and you can even imagine it. Sometimes people get images of like a color leaving their mouth as they breathe out. Imagine that fear going into a recycling bin where it can then be transmuted, right? Or a garbage can or a compost pile. Okay. And to eliminate all of the blockages and barriers, all of the interference energy, all of the negative energy, obstructing my clear intention of what it is that I want, and obstructing the ability to connect that clear intention with that object of desire, and bringing the two together. I release and let go of all of that negative energy right here, right now. So take a nice deep breath in and breathe it out. So the word coming through here around this is alignment, right? So we can have beliefs, we can have emotions, we can have confusion energy, lack of clarity, just lack of knowing about what it is our soul truly desires. And there can be all this stuff interfering our connection of that desire with the reality of that desire being manifest. So that was kind of clearing some of that obstructing energy. All right, so just take a breath and ground into yourself. And remember, at any time, you can leave in the chat box what you want. Maybe something comes up in this session. And oftentimes what we want when we say, I want a new car, I want to move to a new location, I want a new job, really what we're looking for is a feeling. We're looking for some kind of emotional experience. The new car is going to make us feel more safe. Let's say the new home is going to make us feel more independent and grounded. The new relationship is going to make us feel loved and happy, So we're looking for often an emotion, an emotional state, a feeling state that goes with that thing. And what's beautiful about getting beyond the thing that you want, but getting more to the essence of the feeling that you're looking for, is that then what happens is that you get to come into that feeling state, and there's lots more options that can bring that to you, right? Instead of getting really fixated on what it might look like in the external world. Peace with my tinnitus. Yes. Authenticity. Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing that. All right. So center in one more time, and I'm just going to keep kind of looking around. We're going to see what other blocks are up for being released today. And if some block comes up inside of you, and I'm not saying it here, you can leave it in the chat box, but you can clear it yourself, again, just by saying it out loud, calling it out, acknowledging that energy, and then breathing it out to delete it, to release it. Okay. And, excuse me, and to eliminate all of the negative energy, keeping me from the clarity that I need, want to, and desire about what I want, about what I truly want, about all of the things that my soul desires and wants me to go after in this lifetime. I release and let go of this confusion energy. I release and let go of this negative energy, keeping me from this clarity. It's not serving me. So take a nice deep breath, breathe in, and breathe it out. And just repeat that. Take another breath in. Okay. And here's our next one. And to eliminate my attachment to what I think I want. I'm just going to say that again. And to eliminate my attachment to what I think I want. So that's coming from the mind and our attachment to this thing that we think we want. Take a breath in. Breathe it out. And do another breath for that one. So releasing your attachment to what you think you want. And this is actually a really big block because when we're attached to what we think we want, it's coming from the mind, it's a desire coming from our conditioned self, maybe our ego. Nothing wrong with those, but we can get fixated again on kind of superficial wants and desires that keep us, actually kind of deviate us from our soul's path. And so this is really, if you want to be engaged with your soulful self and on your soul's path here on the planet, right? Releasing this attachment to the mind's idea of what it wants, what it thinks that you want. We'll take one more breath for that. Okay. And to eliminate my habits, behaviors, trainings, and patterns, and addictions to going to the mind and listening to what the mind wants over listening to what the heart wants. Listening to what the mind thinks I should do, thinks I should want, thinks I should desire, thinks I should get, versus what the heart and the soul authentically, genuinely, truly desire. I release and let go of these habits, behaviors, trainings, and patterns. They are not serving me. So take a breath in and breathe it out. So I want to say just a little bit more about that because there's a lot of energy around this. Being able to listen to your heart, it doesn't speak super loud. The heart, again, is the kind of a gateway to our soul and to our soul's wisdom and knowing of why we're here and what we want, coming from the heart. When the heart desires something, those are like little guideposts that just help us like navigate this life in a meaningful way in alignment with our soul's energy, our true self. But we are habituated to listen to our mind, and we're kind of like just, it's like we're squirrels, right? And we're constantly going after something out there in the future. We're kind of grasping for it, reaching for it, and trying to get it, but it's the mind kind of dictating that. And we're habituated that way. All of us are, just collectively. Meditation obviously helps. So being able to do a little meditation each day, or even right when you wake up in the morning, where you maybe touch into your heart and you start to develop this relationship of dialogue, communication with your own heart, so that you can ask your heart, like, what do you need? What do you want? What are you feeling? You're starting to actually commune with your soul and talk to your soul. And you're building the habit and the frequency of connecting to your heart to kind of counteract connecting constantly up here, listening, navigating from just up here in the world. But that's kind of how we're all conditioned, right? All right, Hallie, no big deal if you're not interested in being here. All right, addictions, guilt, yes. Okay. All right, so just take a breath again, maybe tune in with yourself. Breathe out. All right. Okay. So I want you to, you are thinking about what your heart wants. And so if it's something tangible, like let's say it's a new car or a new home or whatever, you can think of the tangible thing. And then I just want you to take a moment, and you could even imagine yourself like holding this thing and maybe seeing it in your mind's eye, feeling it for a moment, and just acknowledging right now as you hold this thing that you want, see if your heart has an affinity with it. And this is just a check-in, very brief and simple, but just see if anything comes to you. See if your heart has an affinity with this thing that you want. And again, remember, you're in the sacred domain of your soul. We've entered the sacred space. So you're really working in the realm of magic and miracles and possibility. And then I want you to ask yourself, as you're holding this thing that you want, how does it make you feel? If it were manifest, if it were real right now in your life, and you weren't in the wanting mode, it was here with you, how do you anticipate you would feel having it? And so just let yourself drop into that energy and that alignment and affinity with this thing and your heart, right? Being attuned there. And even as you just breathe and you feel your connection to this thing that you want and to the feelings, right? The feeling, how you're going to feel when you have it. And you take a couple breaths and just imagine your heart connecting to the image of this thing or the image of you having this thing in your life. And you're just letting the breath kind of build this thread of connection, this energetic connection between the two. Great. And now you're going to hold that connection, and we're going to do a couple more clearing statements. So just hold that connection and that vibration of having what you want. Hold that for yourself. Okay. I clear now all of the obstacles to manifesting my heart's desire. All of the obstacles of feeling my desire as if it is manifested now in this moment. All of the barriers, all of the blockages to activating this desire in my energetic blueprint, in my life, for manifestation now. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe it out. And to eliminate anything keeping me from believing that I deserve to receive what it is I desire, including any unworthiness energy, scarcity energy, I can't energy, I should energy, any negative energy that weights me down and piles burdens and duty and work and just negative energy on top of me and obstructs me from receiving all that I want. So take a nice deep breath in and breathe it out. And you're just starting to kind of, again, like clarify this desire manifest in your energetic blueprint, in the subtle realm. And this is where we want it to be alive and living before first, right? So that it can then start to become manifest in the external realm, in the physical reality. All right, good. Talk in public without panic. Thank you, Vanessa, for that donation. That is very much appreciated. Passed my TEAS exam with an 80% of higher score. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, this is great. So jot down anything else coming up for you right now. Especially like if you notice, are there any blocks that come up? Could you visualize what you wanted? Could you feel what you wanted? Like what the feeling was going to be when that was manifest for you? And did anything come up, like any blockages around that? Adriana, for instance, could you feel what it would be like to can you feel what it would be like to talk in public with confidence, with authority, with charisma, for instance? Okay, so I just pulled those out of the ethers, but I would, for me, I talk in public a lot when I teach, and it feels good to talk in public with confidence. Doesn't always happen. I'm anxious sometimes. I get nervous, but to talk in public with confidence, with a sense of authority, right? With fun, with charisma. So what would it feel like for you, Adriana? Oh, okay. Relief and tears of joy to be able to walk well. That's beautiful, Christine. All right. I wish I could. I'm wondering, I'm like, oh, in a future live session, could I like have people write things down and then do individual little clearings with each of you? We have a large group here, obviously, so, but yeah. Okay. That's all. It's so helpful. Every time somebody leaves a comment and I get a chance to read it, it helps me kind of see a couple more little things that I want to do. So let's just do a couple more clearing statements. If you're just coming on, we're going to be wrapping things up shortly, but I'm glad that you're all here. We are helping ourselves get connected to what our soul truly desires, and opening up to really have it all, right? That our soul truly desires. To say yes to ourselves and what our heart is telling us. So just take a breath again, tune into yourself. And for those of you that have something really clear that you'd like to experience, just stay with that vibrational alignment to that thing. But if you're kind of open, right, and you're just receiving, that's fine too. Okay, I want to do an activation here. So remember, we activate, we highlight the energy, and then we bold it. We're going to bold it and make it really strong in our system so that we have easier time accessing that energy versus all the other energies. We're up against a lot, right? There's a lot of negativity in the world. Internally, we also have often a lot of negativity, like self-sabotaging beliefs and old repressed emotions that can kind of just weight us down on our path. And so activating certain energies bolds it and makes it just easier for us to connect to it and feel it. It's pretty simple. All right, so I activate now, let's see, the belief that I can, the belief that I deserve. I activate now the belief that I am worthy of all that I desire, of everything my soul came here to experience. I activate this energy of self-worth right here, right now. So take a nice deep breath in and breathe out and feel that energy being bolded, emphasized, activated inside of you. And maybe it has a color and it's just, whew, there's some strength behind it. And to activate source energy, we did this earlier, and to activate source energy, my direct connection to source, so that I can use this connection to feel my own power. And to feel my own power, to listen to what my heart wants, and to utilize my power to go after it and to get it. So take a nice deep breath, breathe in. And breathe out. Activate your personal power. A lot of us, our ability to go after what we want, to reach for something that our heart truly desires, if it takes us outside of our familiar domain, that reaching and going for it has been thwarted, right, for a lot of us. And that can keep us kind of living small. And so to be able to tap into your own power and your own self-worth, and to know that you can reach for what you want. And I believe I maybe talked about this a little bit last time, but when we do just, and you all have, I'm sure, experienced this, when you do say yes to something that your heart really desires, that your soul desires. Thank you, Yvonne, for that donation. That was very sweet. You're expanding your bubble. You're stepping into greater potential. You are moving out of the familiar and known domain. And when you do that, you will often then run into resistance energy, right? How many, I mean, you can let me know if you've experienced this before, but it's like something amazing that you've really been working hard at, or you're about to step into this new thing, this new job, launch a new business, whatever it might be, something like that. And then it's like roadblock after roadblock after roadblock comes up, and you might like take those roadblocks in and be like, wow, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe I'm not supposed to be on this path, even though your heart felt so aligned. It really lit you up as you pursued that path. That's really just resistance energy. So it's very common. So if there's something that you really want, I'm going to give you another little exercise here. So some of us, if you were on at a little bit earlier time, I had everyone visualize, what is it, something that you want, all right? See if there's an affinity with your heart. Is that want coming from your heart, or is it coming from your mind? Do you want it because you don't, whatever. If it's coming from your mind or coming from your heart, do you have an affinity there? And then how would you feel if it was manifest? And then I just want to throw out one more thing to consider. What is one action you can do, just one action that you can do to reach towards that? And you may not know in this moment, and that's okay, but you could write that question down. What's one action you could do to reach towards that, to step towards that, to let the universe know that you are, like, you're going to do a little footwork to get there? I want health. Okay. Thanks, Tracy. You have a life-threatening illness and you want health. Yes. So what is one small step that you can take towards this heart desire that you have? Because that, then you're letting the universe know, I'm showing up, I'm reaching, putting my hand out, right? And then what, this is on the other flip side, what's one thing that you need the universe to do for you? That you need the source to do for you, to provide for you. And it's okay to, because here's another blockage, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for support. And it's okay to claim what it is that you want, and to be supported in that coming into fruition. All right. Prayer is an action that you're doing, Tracy. That's awesome. And so you are doing the action. What you're putting forth, right, is that you are taking time each day to connect into this. I'm not going to say what you're actually doing, but you're connecting into a space that feels good to you, and you're praying. So you're asking, you're doing the asking. That's beautiful. So that is an action. All right, so I want to just wrap this up shortly, but I'm going to just look at the energy a little bit for a moment and just see if there's anything else right now that really wants to come out and be released. Okay, so we're going to do another, let's do this. This is just going to help us again kind of feel strong, feel capable, feel confident, feel worthy of going after what we want. So, and to eliminate the blockages, the barriers, the negative energy, keeping us from our personal power, keeping us from standing in our personal power, keeping us from feeling powerful, keeping us from feeling ourselves as powerful creators, keeping us from remembering our potential and feeling our innate confidence and ability to tune into our heart, listen to what it wants, and go after those desires, starting right now. Okay, so take a nice deep breath. So just you're clearing energy that's blocking you from your own personal power, from your own confidence in yourself, and your ability to go after what you want. Okay, and then on the flip side of that, and to eliminate all of the blockages and barriers, all of the negative energy, keeping me from receiving support, keeping me from receiving assistance, keeping me from receiving all that I need, want, and desire, so that I can get fully on my soul's path and experience what I came here to experience. So take a nice deep breath, breathe in, and breathe out. I'm going to say this one again. And to eliminate all of the blockages and barriers, all of the negative energy, keeping me from being receptive, being open to receiving all that I need, want, and desire in this lifetime on a soul level. I release and let go of this negative energy so that I can be receptive. I can allow myself to receive, to take in the goodness, the nourishment, those things that I want, and to activate. So we're just going to flip right to activation, source energy. So I can use source energy to open, to receive, to be receptive, to allow all good things to flow to me, through me, and into my life experience, starting right now. So take a nice deep breath. So that was kind of a long one, releasing the blocks to receptivity and activating, invoking source energy to support us with that receptivity. Beautiful. All right. Reach out and be spontaneous. Yes. And then I just want to say, remember, so when you do the reach, when you do the action, there can be sometimes a little bit of resistance that comes up. And so you can clear the energy of resistance at any time when it comes up for you. But recognize it's not because you've reached towards something, recognize that you're not bad because resistance energy comes up. It's just part of kind of the interplay on planet Earth. And it's part of that resistance is how we grow, right? How we get stronger and how we expand. We sometimes have to push a little bit before the opening fully happens. And then you step into it and it's like, oh, that was easy. That's easy now. You can do that again. You can repeat it. But that initial reach can trigger a little bit of resistance that comes up. So just remember that as you're taking your actions and starting to reach. All right. So hold what it is that you want. If you still are working with a something, right, that you kind of clarified earlier, and hold that for a moment and visualize that in your mind's eye. Maybe you're literally like imagining it in your hands, and you're in the car that you want, or you're in the relationship or in the house. You're having those feelings that you really want to feel, the feelings of stability or abundance, whatever it is. And then I want you to just imagine, as you look at it with your mind's eye, I want you to imagine any like negative energy that's swirling around it, right? That's making it hard for you to get it. That's making it hard for you to connect to it. That's making it hard for it to become manifest. We're going to clear that right now. So and to eliminate all of the negative energy around my desire that I want to manifest now. And you're just going to breathe in and imagine yourself sweeping up around that thing, any negative energy, and breathe it out. Good. And then take this thing that you want in your mind's eye, you're visualizing it, and I want you to just draw it in to your heart. So you're just doing this as a visualization, this image of what you want, infused with the feelings you want to feel, having it, right? You've cleared the negative energy around it. You're open and receptive to receiving it. I want you to just draw that into your heart. And you can even say to yourself, if you know that sometimes you have difficulty receiving, you can just say to all the little parts inside of you that might resist good things, you can just say to yourself, it's okay. It's okay for you to receive this. You're a good person. You get to receive this. You get to take this in. You deserve this. You're worthy of this. You get to celebrate your life. You get to experience excitement and joy through conscious creation and manifesting. You get to be connected to your soul. You get to let your soul smile as you follow your heart. So you get onto your heart path, your soul path. Right? And then just ground your energy, right? So when you bring in these images, these desires into your heart, your physical heart, right, pumps blood, pumps this energy, that this of the thing you want, it pumps it through your body. All your cells get to receive it and take it in, and they get to attune to it. They get to align with it. They get to know it a little bit, and that helps build your frequency and your vibration up for receiving it more easily into your life. And remember, it comes into your life, if you can see it really clearly and feel it in the field of potential, it's a possibility for you. And then it comes into your life, if it serves in your highest and best good, highest and best interest, right? So ground yourself, ground your energy, feel the earth beneath you again. Let Mama Earth receive the imprint of what you want, because she's going to help. She's one of your supporters in manifesting this. And I just want to leave you today remembering that when you come into the present moment, when you turn your attention inward, when you connect into this domain of now, which is sacred, and where your soul comes forth and begins to express, this is a domain that is magical, it's miraculous, it's filled with potential and possibility. And this is where you can do a lot of work in this energetic subtle realm to support you in manifesting what you want, to support you in receiving all that you want in this life. And the more attuned you are to your soul's desires versus your conditioned self or ego desires, the more you're attuned to the heart desires, the more those desires are meant to manifest. They really are. If they're coming from your heart, they're meant to manifest, because they are they're little guideposts on your soul's path. And they guide you into the experiences that are going to allow your soul to grow, to expand, to learn, and to experience meaning in being here on the planet. So go connect to your heart, go after what you want, open yourself to receive it, and know that it's like kind of written in the stars, right? If it's coming from your heart, it's meant to be. So thanks everyone for being here today. Again, donations are welcome. Even a little donation can help so much. And I hope you enjoyed this session. Let me know in the comments if you felt any kind of shift, or just an energetic maybe alignment or an opening. I'd love to hear about that. I do read through all the comments afterwards. I can see a little replay and I go through all the comments. So feel free to leave any comments that you'd like. Keep remembering to touch in with your heart every day and talk to your heart, connect to it, listen to it, ask it what it needs, wants, and desires. Get that connection nice and strong inside of you. All right, I'm going to log off now. Thanks again for being here, everyone, and I will see you again, hopefully soon.